Hey everybody, welcome to another live stream session. So I got myself a lot of games recently. A lot. And one of them is Noire remastered for the PlayStation 4. I love Noire, and I thought this would be a good chance to revisit it and get it done on the channel. So that's the next game we're going to be following for a little while. And then I got, I would say about 2-3 more games that I recently obtained that we'll also be doing, which will be Shadow of the Colossus for PlayStation 4, Nier Automata, and possibly Final Fantasy Dissidia NT. And there's a few other stuff I have, but after we finish LA Noire, we're gonna go back to Dot Hack Volume 3. It's just because since I only technically live streamed one game to take a break from the RPG genre, and this game isn't as short as Rhyme. This game is gonna take a while. So that's the plan. Now, let's quickly check extras real quick. Vehicle showroom and credits. Okay, well, not really anything to look at because we haven't unlocked anything. But I'm going to be trying to do as much as I can in the game. I'm not gonna 100% it. That requires, like, finding every type of car that's in the game, and it's like a GTA map, so it's pretty big. And there's also, like, collectibles scattered throughout the map, and I don't really have the patience for that, so to just focus on story and side missions.
Based not on the man, but on the automobile. The car. The symbol of freedom and vitality. Where every man can own his own home and have room to breathe and not be overlooked by his neighbors. The city where a man's home is his castle. A quarter acre of the dream made possible by victory. The city of opportunists. Dreams, where Hollywood will shape the thoughts and desires of the entire planet. The city of pioneers. A city of dreamers. A city of undercurrents, where not everything is as it seems. A 20th century city that will become a model for the world. A city that has no boundaries, that will stretch as far as the eye can see. In the Marine Corps, you deal with the chain of command. Mistakes get made, but you deal with them. You know what you're fighting for and that you're on the same team. But dealing with corruption is like chasing shadows. You never know whether the guy you're talking to is on the pad, or whether it's your partner, or maybe even the watch commander. So who do you trust, Cole? I made up my mind a long time ago.
KGBL calling caller 14 Adam. 14 Adam, come in.
Go ahead, KGPL.
14 Adam, see the detective an ambulance shooting at 6th and Industrial Street. Unit 16 William requests uniform assistance for an evidence search. 14 Adam, code 2.
Roger, 14 Adam en route.
5 George is en route to 496 Broadway. Do you have another assignment there, Central?
Okay, so before we continue, we're going to turn on subtitles, so then that way you guys are able to read what's being said, because I know sometimes with video games you can't always hear everything they say, so we're going to keep in that detail. Anyways,
Here we go again. They don't request uniforms for an evidence search unless there's some kind of catch. Ever the optimist. From the beam of sunshine himself.
and I just drove past the street I should have turned on. But you're gonna see that we'll be doing this a lot. We'll be doing a lot of driving around with the siren on, so I hope you guys get used to that. Whee! Whee! Here we go. Luckily, you don't have to park. Just drive next to the location, and it automatically gets you out of your car.
Floyd Rose, homicide. You might back up?
Yes, sir. Phelps and Dunn, Wilshire Division.
We had a shooting took place down this alleyway. We have the Vic, Scooter Payton, a Negro male bagged up and on his way to Central Morgue. Witness says a tall white guy, our shooter, put two in the Vic's head and then threw his piece. I need you guys to try and recover the gat.
You want us to look anywhere in particular?
Give it your best shot, guys. The dead guy's a lowlife. I'm not expecting any miracles here.
And if we recover the weapon?
Bag it and return it to technical services.
Hurry it up, Floyd. We
I'm
got
outta
places
here.
to be.
Happy hunting.
Alright, and then welcome to the other majority of
This
the
is
game.
a fist hump. Just going through the motions.
You're probably right. Let's just get it over and done.
All right, have it your way. We'll search right up to the back wall. If you still don't come up with anything, come find me and we'll talk it out. Two heads are always better than one.
So this is going to be one of the major mechanics you'll be dealing with a lot in the game, is investigations. You will be investigating crime scenes, and you will be inspecting
this
pieces
jump.
really closely. Whenever you hear a musical chime that goes doo-doo, that means there's something that you can interact with. Though most of the time, it's not important.
My job to pick through other
You can
people's
technically
trash.
pick up anything, and after looking at it for a certain moment, Cole Phelps will actually say nothing important about this, and that's how you know that it's not an important clue.
Jesus. Cole, come take a look at this.
Yeah, in a moment, I gotta read this newspaper. As you play through the game, you will find a lot of these newspapers, and these newspapers provide backstory on events which may or may not, well, as the description says, it provides information on events that may or may not be happening at the same time. So this is how you can get more info in regards to what's going on in the story. So we're going to interact with this newspaper. I'm going to interact with as many as I can find, so that way we get the full detail of what's going on.
Dr. Fontaine, could I have a word?
Of course, young man.
I really enjoyed your lecture, Doctor. Psychiatry seems to have a tremendous amount to offer.
Why, thank you. I'm always happy to receive acknowledgement for my work. The mind is the last great mystery in medicine. Are you thinking of specializing, Mr.
Sheldon, or Courtney Sheldon. I'm only in second year, Doctor. They fast-tracked me a year because of my experience during the war.
Ah,
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Battle fatigue and collapse under duress. Can it be helped?
I would say yes, given the right set of circumstances. Trauma forces the mind to close down, retreat in on itself. We try to find ways to unlock the mind again through a combination of therapy and drug treatment. Hypnosis and therapy are powerful tools in the right hands, Sheldon.
I've been to visit some of the guys at the VA hospital. A good friend of mine, he's so far away. It's like he's wandering
You
around.
went through a lot together.
Yes, Doctor.
Give me his details and I'll make a prognosis. I have a number of clinics in Los Angeles, Courtney Sheldon, and your penance, for your friend's help, is to come and work at one of them in your spare time, with what little spare time a medical student has. Is that a deal?
Is it ever? I can't thank you enough.
I'm not promising a cure, Courtney. I want you to remember that. Every physician has patients that he cannot hope to cure, for whom he can only smooth the path to death.
We're going to be seeing a lot of those too. And yes, each newspaper only gives you that one cutscene. It's never multiple from one newspaper. Anyways, back to the investigation. We're trying to locate the gun that was used for the murder in this crime scene. You can use the R2 button to not only drive your car, but R2 is what makes your character sprint.
Shooter put him up against the wall and blew his brains out.
Hell of a way to go.
Doesn't really matter how you go once you're gone.
Don't get all deep on me, Phelps.
There we go.
Ralph, there's something on the rooftop.
How the hell did you see that?
A reflection in the window. Looks like it might be our weapon. I'm gonna see if I can find a way up there.
All right, don't hurt yourself. The gun's up on the roof, right? So we need to find a way up.
So yeah, and for those who are unaware, LA Noire was the first game that, I believe it's the first game that used full-on motion capture for body and faces. And I believe the production cycle was that they would record the facial animations and then they would record the body animations afterwards and put the two together. Also, this game went through development hell. Like, so hell that the company that worked on it went under in the process of making it, and Rockstar took, and I believe it was, no, not Rockstar, it was, I think it was called Rocksteady? Was that the company's name?
I don't even want to think about what that smell is.
Rockstar Games. Okay, so it's Rockstar Games. They ended up taking over to complete it.
Probably dope needles around here as well.
So there's the weapon.
Smith & Wesson, serial S71893. 2 rounds fired, and instead of dropping it down a drain, our shooter hoists it up here. Interesting guy.
We should follow up on this now, before the perp tries to leave town.
We have the gun, Cole. Let's take it back to Central. We could get a commendation.
Could show some initiative, Ralph, and see if we can come up with an owner.
That's a long shot, Cole.
It's a pretty fancy gun. You know a local gun store?
Sure. There's a place a couple of blocks from here.
I gotta realize that this game's audio is actually surprisingly loud compared to other games. Normally I could have them running at like my volume setting at 10, and that's enough for me to hear everything they're saying.
No harm in doing some digging.
No.
The suits didn't seem to give much of a damn.
Such a little Boy Scout, Cole. You can't wait to get out of that uniform, can you?
You'd rather round up drunks and help old ladies across the road?
I'd rather get through the day without the captain's foot up my ass.
It'll be fine, Ralph. You worry too much.
Alright, well, we have our weapon, we've got our location to head to next. So, now we've got to head over to the gun store. See if we can find a name to match. So, as you progress through the game, you'll get clues and locations that you have to check out. And then when you get in the car, Phelps will automatically open up his notebook and you can select a destination to mark on your map. Normally, in terms of story-wise, it doesn't matter which order you do these in. You can literally go to any location first, just as long as you go to all of them. The plot will progress. And it's normally good to do that anyways, because that's how you'll find more clues to help you with your investigations. Now, the funny thing is that, a friend of mine had this game and he was playing it and he ran into a glitch where he accidentally drove into a building and his car clipped through the building and he just kind of fell into the void and eventually hit a kill plane, which caused the game over. I don't remember where it happened, so I can't really go do it. but it killed us because no matter how many times he gamed over, that glitch stayed there.
Officers Phelps and Dunn. Can you tell us anything about this gun?
Smith & Wesson, Model 27, registered Magnum. Chambered for .357, nickel-plated with pearl grips. Same gun used by General Patton.
You're not suggesting he's the owner?
No, I'm not.
You seem to know a lot about the weapon.
I ought to. I sold it. You know, this piece will stop a rhino. These babies are only available special order. Here's my Smith & Wesson order book.
Mind if I take a look?
You're my guest. This is about something bad, right?
Model 27 with pearl grips, Cole. You see it on there?
All right. 27. That's what we want to look for. Nope, it's not that one because it doesn't have. It has a walnut grip. We want pearl grip. So let's glide over to here. Ah, there it is.
We're in luck. Errol Schroeder, 203 South Gless Street. Ordered the gun in February '46. Thanks, you've been a big help.
Anytime. Always happy to help out the LAPD.
So, and for those who haven't clued in,
Let's see if he's at
obviously,
home.
this
Only the gun doesn't prove he
this
pulled
game
the trigger.
definitely takes place back in the Noire setting.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
So-
Either way, Gunga Din.
And there probably will be some times where I'll let my partner drive, which is basically just a fast travel. When you tap the you press the triangle button in order to get into the car. If you want your partner to handle the driving and fast travel, you hold down the triangle button, and he'll basically tell his partner that he can do the driving, and it'll fade to black.
That wasn't so hard, was it? Just because
And
we're in uniform doesn't
you'll
mean
end
we
up
can't
at your
use our
next
initiative.
location.
I guess so.
I'm probably going to
Seems
do
a
that
little too
mainly
good
for
to be
like
true.
main plot
One-of-a-kind
purposes,
murder weapon
but
bought
the bright
locally
side is
using
that
the real name?
when you're
If Schroeder's our shooter, he's no criminal
I think as long as they have something to
mastermind.
talk
Most of them
about,
aren't.
it doesn't
That's why they get
automatically
caught.
skip the
2 out of
conversations.
every 3 crimes are done on impulse. Another fact
At least I
from the
think.
Phelps
Don't quote me on that.
Encyclopedia of thin air. You really are full of it.
Ooh, I almost crashed into that. See, the funny thing is that as long as you have your police siren, you're able to get away with a lot. But if you want to get the most out of, like, rewards and stuff, you want to try to avoid causing collateral damage when you're just going from location to location. If it's a car chase, then I don't think the game penalizes you for anything, but for just casually driving to your next location, I'm pretty sure it does. Also, this is back in the day when, like, a chocolate bar would be, like, 25 cents. So, when it goes like, oh, you've raised this much money in property damage, and you're thinking to yourself, like, that's a lot of money, it's like, back then, it was, like, that's like $1 million to us. So obviously we're a police officer right now, but it's mainly for us to do our tutorial.
Department 2.
So we understand how the game works. Hey Aaron, welcome to the stream. Alright, number 2. Let's go see, it's number 3. There he is.
What do you guys want?
I'm Officer Cole Phelps. This is Officer Dunn, Wilshire Division. You're the owner of a Smith & Wesson Model 27, nickel-plated with pearl grips?
I might be. What of it?
Then you'll be surprised to know that Scooter Payton was murdered tonight with your gun.
You're out of your mind. Scooter? He works for me. I have that gun here in my drawer. What the fuck is going on here?
You're under arrest, Schroeder. Cuff him, Ralph.
No way. You're not taking me down for this. You ready, tough guy?
So, if you time the square button with the swings, you'll automatically dodge. X button is for your punching. Triangles, you can grapple them to deal some decent damage. Hold square if you just want to flat out block the punches.
He's lucky he caught me off guard.
Keep an eye on him, Ralph. I'm gonna take a look around.
Pick up my hat.
Doesn't look like anything.
List of names and a series of numbers. Floyd Rose's name is in this book.
Phelps, we can come out of this all bright and shiny with a commendation. Or stick our schlongs in a hornet's nest. Call it in, partner. And leave the book where you found it.
Officer Phelps, badge 1247.
And that was only the start for Cole Phelps. Flashback!
You dumb fucking sons of bitches, get in this line now before I lose my temper.
Excuse me, Sergeant, but...
Excuse me? Fuck you. You say another word and I'll break your fucking head and have you in the brig.
Some of us are here for...
I know why you're here, asswipe. I'm having a bad day, Private. Some people don't seem to want to get on this bus.
I didn't ask for your help.
He didn't ask for your help. Can you believe this guy? Who are you two? Abbott and Costello?
We're here for OCS, Sergeant.
So it's the three fucking stooges and you're here for OCS. God help this fucking country and the USMC. The Japanese will do the world a favor and kill you quickly. All three of you are on report. What are your fucking names?
Phelps.
Kelso.
Merrill.
Any other gentlemen for OCS? OCS is at Elliott. You take the Camp Elliott bus over there. This bus is for MCRD. This bus is for men who want to fight.
Yikes. They were just confused on where the hell they were going, and already they got freaking written up.
Well, you picked the right place, Cole. A city that needed an honest cop like a thirsty man needed water. You'd heard the stories, but you weren't interested. You were here to fight the good fight, solve cases, right wrongs. But the force is like politics. There's no sitting on the fence. You have to choose sides. A brown paper envelope or a Greyhound ticket to Palookaville. It could only ever end one way.
All units to 211 in progress and shots fired at Westlake Savings and Loan, 1415 West 3rd Street. Unit to handle identified, code 3.
We'll take that. It's only a couple blocks from
14
here.
Adam calling KGPL. We'll handle the 211.
Roger that, 14 Adam. Be advised, suspects are armed and dangerous.
Roger KGPL. 14 Adam en route.
Alright. So basically we're about to go to a shootout.
Take the next right.
Make it quick, you guys. The cops are here. We gotta move it.
Man, it's been forever since I played this game. So whenever you're in a situation where you're going to need a gun, you can go into the trunk of your car. Ah, you shot my hat off. Let's reload the gun.
How long do you think you can hold out?
Try for the front door.
Down you
Keep your
go.
goddamn head down. Use the cover, Phelps. We don't know how many are in there. Take it slow. Backup will be here soon.
Stay down.
Oh wow, he's just not moving.
Stay in cover.
There we go.
That's it? We got them all? I think we got them, Cole. Should be all clear. Lieutenant Hopkins says anytime you reach for the shotguns, you're either going to end up dead or wearing a citation. So I guess...
It's okay, Ralph. You did well in there. Glad you had my back. Man couldn't ask for a better partner.
So there was our tutorial for gunfights, because obviously we're going to have to deal with them. We're a cop. Flashback!
This kind of opportunity comes along once in a lifetime, Hank. I have to grasp it.
You have to survive at first, Cole. Here are the veterans. The Japs love to shoot officers.
If I can make a name for myself in this war, my future...
Thinking of taking on a company of the Emperor's finest single-handed? You don't seem the Sergeant York type to me.
When I need your opinion, Kelso, I'll ask for it.
They talk about officers like you in boot camp, Cole. They call it the Custer syndrome. Guys who go around dreaming of fame and glory and getting all of their men killed in the process.
Our duty is to lead, Kelso.
And their duty is to die for your wonderful future?
He's got a point. You know, like... it's like your duty's to lead, but you're also supposed to try and keep your men alive. That's the struggle of being an officer in the war.
With some people, it's as simple as chemistry. Two guys who should have been friends, but their personalities got in the way. Phelps, a good guy, wound way too tight. And Kelso, a quiet man who could never walk away from a fight.
Well, it's a shame you don't like to talk about it, Cole.
Ralph, friends who want to stay friends don't discuss religion or politics. And in my case, you can add the war to that.
I know that bum. Wendell Bowers. I put him away before. He jumped parole. Get after him, Phelps. I'll head him off in the car.
Wendell
Alright,
Bowers!
and now we got
LSPD.
chase sequences. So here's a little interesting thing you can do. I believe if you spam the X button, you can actually run even faster.
Bowers! Hold it right there!
Or at least I thought. Or maybe it's that I can't do it yet because of tutorial purposes.
Jesus, Dunn! Watch your fire!
Don't want to do this, Wendell. Get down from there right now.
Give it up, Wendell!
Stay the hell away from me!
You've got to be kidding!
You fucking asked for it. There's no way I'm going back inside. I've done my time.
It's over, Bowers!
You assholes already screwed me once.
Give it up, Bowers! There's nowhere left to go!
Looks like we've got the place to ourselves.
I hear it's actually possible to throw this guy off the ledge. I'm gonna try, if I can. Come on, come here.
Come on then, pretty boy.
god!
Nice work, Cole. You run track in high school?
So there is an alternate seed for that.
Part of the tradition of the Marine Corps and being an officer in the Marine Corps is the ability to make tough decisions. The right decision is not always the popular one. The right decision will get the men you care about killed. These ratings and your ability to give them frankly and truthfully directly affect your chances of successfully becoming a Marine officer. Candidate Phelps, you have the floor. Esprit de Corps, Merrill, 10. Franklin, 8. Weiss, 8. Donahoe, 6. Kowalski, 6. Hudson, 5. Kelso, 2. Leadership, Donahoe, 8. Franklin, 7. Merrill, 6. Kowalski, 6. Weiss, 5. Hudson, 5. Kelso, 1. Candidate Kelso!
I'm sorry, Captain, but I joined the Marine Corps to fight the enemy, not get involved in this schoolboy chicken shit.
Kelso, in my office, now!
Okay. Yeah, the reason why I was surprised about that alternate scenario was because I'd only ever arrested the guy.
Case that makes you.
I didn't know you could actually
Gives you
kill
that leg up. Gets you recognized as the shining new star in the squad. The case that you solved that shows that you have the gumption, the gung-ho, the get up and go to make you stand out from your average rank-and-file patrolman. This could be the one, Cole.
And here's Cole's big break.
LAPD, could you stand clear of the body, please? Has anyone called an ambulance?
We've called an ambulance and the police, but I'm afraid he's dead.
Okay, stand further back and move along. It's your choice, but make it quick, people.
Hey, Cole. You got here quick.
My beat crosses 7th Street.
Okay. You're first reporting then. We'll get a perimeter going and move the crowd on. You better see what you can find out before the homicide dicks show up. I'll be with you in a moment.
Broad daylight. Crowded street. Now I've seen everything.
Everybody stay back. Let us do our
Alright,
job.
let's see what the guy's got on him. This is what we call tampering with the evidence.
C. Galetta. Layaway receipt. Pearl earrings. Made out to Bank of Arcadia.
Alright, well, we're gonna put that back. No sign of a struggle. Alright. By the way, if you heard any cracking-like sounds, that's because they kept in the detail that certain bodies that you investigate, you can actually hear the cracking of their bodies because they're all stiff
Shell
from being
cases.
dead.
These look like 32s.
All right, all right. Yes, it's a dead person.
FN Browning. Serial number 01138. Might need to run it by a gun store.
Eagleson's gun store's a couple blocks from here. This guy in the crowd thinks he saw something, Cole. You better take a statement.
I thought this was such a nice area.
Sir, I'm Officer Phelps. What exactly did you see?
I heard the shots. I thought it was a car backfiring. I saw a girl run at the shoe store.
Speak to the witness before homicide arrives, Phelps. And if you think she's lying, don't be afraid to get forceful. Verbally, of course. And don't accuse her of anything without proof. Lawyers love that shit. And if you're sure she's straight up, try the general approach. See what you can coax out of her.
All right. So now this is the part that everybody loves this game for.
Can I help you, sir?
The interrogations.
Officer Phelps, miss. I'm here about the shooting. Did you know the victim?
He was my boss. Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage's first name.
Everett.
And you are?
Galleta. Clovis Galleta.
All right. Witness details are entered on the left. Questions are listed on the right. And yes, you can get them wrong. So you can use the right analog stick to observe the person. And it's basically how you want to go about telling if they're lying or telling the
I
truth.
looked around the shops at lunch. I was in a store when Mr. Gage, my boss, bursts in yelling that I'm late on my lunch.
And?
We came back. I was angry. I walked in front. I heard shots. I turned and saw Mr. Gage fall.
Alright, so if you think the witness is lying and you have proof, you choose accuse. And then you present proof. So we're going to accuse as the tutorial instructs.
You know what happened and why. You're going to tell me.
There's nothing to tell. I've done nothing wrong. How can you prove different?
Your pearl earrings, Miss Galleta. You've been paying for them for a whole year. Stop lying and tell me what happened at the jewelry store.
Oh, God! I won't lose the earrings, will I?
You could lose your freedom, you little fool, if you don't stop obstructing a murder investigation.
Mr. Kalu. Edgar Kalu. He runs the jewelry store. He showed me a lovely watch. Mr. Gage bursts in. Mr. Kalu gets very angry with Mr. Gage, and they start yelling at each other. Mr. Gage tells me that all of the things in the store are junk, nickel-plated, made in Japan, and yells at me to get back to work.
Then what happened?
We get back here, and I hear a loud bang. Mr. Gage clutches at his back. I hear another bang, and another, and another. Mr. Gage falls to his knees. It looked very painful.
Okay.
Which jewelry store?
Hartfield's. Broadway, between 5th and 6th.
Did you see the person who shot Mr. Gage?
Of course I did. Mr. Kalu looked very angry. He kept firing the gun. He kept pulling the trigger. He threw the gun in a bin and turned and walked away.
If you think the witness is lying but you lack proof, choose a bad cop. Press square to act as a bad cop. So X is where you believe them. Square is where you doubt them. Triangle is when you have proof that they're lying.
You're making me angry, Miss Galleta. Is that what you want? Tell me why Mr. Kalu shot Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage hates Jews. A lot of people do. It's not my fault if he has nice things.
How many shots did you hear, Miss Galleta?
It's difficult to remember. It sounded like there were so many, and they were so loud.
I need you to concentrate, Miss Galleta. Even minor details can become important later on.
Well, there was one bang, and then another, and then 3 very quickly, close together. 5.
Thank you for your help, ma'am. You've been very brave. We'll need you to make a formal statement about what happened to Mr. Gage.
Does that mean I can still collect my... Never mind. Yes, officer, I'll make a statement.
We have the murder weapon.
And the murderer. The girl saw it all. Our killer works at a jewelry store called Hartfield.
That's a couple of blocks from here.
Thinking what I'm thinking?
Tate, maintain the perimeter.
So, yeah, as you saw, we ranked up doing that, and we got an intuition point. Before we go to the jewelry store, we're gonna go to Eagleson's gun store. Mainly because one of the things that it's like you can go to the jewelry store and end this case. But if you want to get the most benefits and the most points towards ranking up, then you're gonna want to make sure you go to every location and get as many clues as you can, because they may or may not help you solve the case. And later on, you'll be given the option on whether or not you're going to let someone go, or if you're going to arrest them.
Officers, what can I do you for?
Officers Phelps and Dunn, sir, Wilshire Division. We need you to trace a serial number.
Sure. What's the make and model?
FN Browning, model 1922. The serial number is 01138.
You don't say. Well, I didn't sell it. Europeans love them, but it's pretty rare you find one over here. Although I did have one in here a couple of weeks back.
Remember the owner?
Yeah. Kalu. Edgar Kalu was his name. Thing looked like it'd never been fired, but he brought it in here for cleaning anyway. Then he bought a box of cartridges and he left.
You know where we can find Mr. Kalu?
Told me he was on his lunch break. Said he worked at Hartfield jewelry store just up on Broadway.
Thanks for your help.
So now we have the clue that the weapon was serviced, which is more evidence against Edgar Kalu. Alright, so locations. Now we're gonna go and get Edgar Kalu. The nice detail they have in this game is that if there's a car driving in front of you and you turn on your siren, they will pull to the right, like the law says that you should do. So there's a lot of detail that was put in here.
Officer, can I interest you in a new watch?
Officer Cole Phelps, are you Edgar Kalu?
No. Mr. Kalu is out back. He said he'd lie down. I'll buzz him for you.
Son of a bitch! Go, Cole, go!
No way!
Kalu, get back here!
2 club sandwiches. Thank you, waitress.
So here's this thing. I have my gun out. Now, here's a cool trick that they put in the game. If you aim on him and the meter fills, you'll fire your gun into the air and you'll stop him right in his tracks. Otherwise, you have to chase him all the way to the end, where it's either he lives or he dies.
You're under arrest for the murder of Everett Gage.
And keep in mind, you have to keep that cursor on him the entire time until that meter fills. The moment you get blocked, the meter gets canceled, and you have to try again.
The case that gnaws at your guts and ruins your marriage. The case that keeps you propping up a bar as you relive the what-ifs, the might-have-beens, the half-leads, and the half-truths. The case that other cops murmur about whenever you walk past. The case you never, ever discuss.
God's mill may grind slowly, but it grinds finely, son. I hear it's you who knocked down Malefactor from the shooting yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Then tell me, Boyle. I hear you're quite the climber, a man of initiative. How would you like a chance at smiting this man with the sword of justice?
You're asking me to conduct the interview, sir?
I am, young Phelps. You've only been with us a short time, and you've assembled yourself a stellar arrest record. Not to mention the fine work you did in the war, sending heathens back to the hell they came from. But I'm curious as to whether you can turn your hand to interrogation. It takes a certain animal cunning, lad. Do you think you might be ready for that?
Yes, sir. I think I am.
Good man. You need many things for a conviction, young Phelps. A motive, opportunity, hard evidence, and best of all, a confession. If you fail in the former, you can always use a modicum of violence to obtain the latter. How are you feeling, lad?
Fine, sir.
Very good. The evidence is overwhelming. May the cat eat him and the cat be eaten by the devil. Bring me a confession, young Phelps. This is your chance. Don't fail me.
By the way, you can't fail. If you do mess up, he'll just yell at you and send you back in, and then you start all over.
Arrived yet? I want to see my lawyer.
A lawyer can't help you, Mr. Kalu. You shot a man dead in cold blood. You're going to have to pay for that. You followed Everett Gage and the girl back to the shoe store. You put 5 rounds in Gage's back.
Gage was a bastard.
I'll be right
Whatever
back.
he got what was coming. But it had nothing to do with me.
Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Let me see you right now.
You shot Gage, and we know why. We can put you at the scene.
You can't prove anything.
We know all about the argument. Miss Galetta made a statement.
You're counting on the girl? You think her testimony's gonna stand up in court?
You're going to the gas chamber, Edgar.
That Jew-hating fuck couldn't leave me alone. I had a sale. That girl was ready to buy.
Let's change the subject. You fasting for Yom Kippur, Mr. Kalu?
Yeah, let's change the subject, you going motherfucker. How about baseball?
You're not denying you're a Jew, Mr. Kalu.
This is America. It's not Germany. It's not a crime.
Some people don't like Jews, Mr. Kalu.
Yeah, and I guess you're one of them.
Gage hated Jews, didn't he, Mr. Kalu?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You left-wing leaning parasite. You expect me to sit here and listen to your drivel?
You call me that? You sit there and you call me those names, you goddamn goy butt snatcher? You and that stup Gage!
Why did you do it, Mr. Kalu?
Gage. He's in the Chamber of Commerce. He's in with all those momsers. He blocked every proposal I ever put forward. Kike this and kike that. He's been trying to ruin my business for years.
Edgar Kalu, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Everett Gage. I respect your beliefs and your right to hold them. I hope for your sake the jury can commute to murder in the second degree. May God have mercy on you, sir.
And that's the tutorial section done.
Masterfully done, Officer Phelps. It is just Officer Phelps. Isn't it, lad?
Yes, sir.
Then let me have a word with the Chief of Police, young Phelps. The department needs heroes. A shining, honest face the public can admire. I applaud a man with your talent for unwavering justice. Back to your duties for now, boyo. But here's a piece of advice. Get yourself 2 suits, get them pressed. You'll be needing them.
All right. So there we go. That was the tutorial run. From here on out, the game ain't helping me with investigations and stuff like that. I gotta do the rest of the work myself.
Drive into buildings.
I can't.
Really?
I already passed that section.
Ah!
And even so, I don't remember the building.
Oh.
I already explained this in the live stream.
Oh.
I wish I could show it off, but I don't remember where it happened. Because it was the only build. Well, it's too late now.
Ah, yeah, Bean, how dare?
Call me whatever you want. It's not my fault you weren't here. Jazz B, welcome to the stream. Nice, looks like a good game and makes you think, like watching NCIS. Yeah, except it's in the Noire age. In the 1940s.
Okay, believe it or not, this game actually helps with people who have.
Here's your new desk, kid. You're on traffic. The hot sheet is posted here, next to the map.
It's like such a benefit to play this game.
That's big. He's an institution.
Do you know how they recorded all this stuff? They used motion capture for the faces, and then they recorded the body movements separately.
Won't be until December. It'll be years before
I heard
this
they
will
worked
happen. Here's your new partner, Stefan Burkowski.
The company went under partway through production, and Rockstar Games took over to finish it off.
I'm here to learn, Detective.
If it wasn't for Rockstar Games, this game would have never seen the light of day.
Who's intense?
The newly minted detective here, Cole Phelps.
Hi, Phelps. I'll be keeping an eye on you. I could spend a little time basking in reflected glory. Make a change from busting hookers and dope fiends.
Who was that, Commander?
Roy Earl, chief detective and advice.
Do they all dress like movie stars?
Well, Roy is a movie star. And the whole of the seedy side of L.A. is his audience.
What is that supposed to mean?
Stick with me, kid. You'll find out.
And now some housekeeping. Warm Central Division welcome for Detective Cole Phelps. Some of you guys may know Phelps. He's the cop who broke the jewelry store murder. Stand up and take a bow, Phelps.
If it's all right with you,
sir. That's
an
an order, Phelps.
Shh, quiet, everybody.
Phelps is one of only 2 serving LAPD officers who received the Silver Star during the war. Really gave it those lousy Japanese, eh, Phelps?
I did my best, Captain.
Why you war heroes always so modest? I've partnered Phelps with everybody's favorite Pole, Stefan Bukowski.
Hope you like work, kid. Bukowski sure as hell doesn't.
Well, that's why we have partners, right?
Okay, can it, guys. Stick with Bukowski. He's a good cop. He knows traffic inside and out. I'm going to start you out with 1 case. You do okay, I'll give you a couple more. You screw up, you'll be rousting vagrants and running license plates. Now get down to the PE Freight Depot, 6th and Alameda. A patrolman called in a suspicious vehicle. Signs of foul play. See what you can find out.
Come on, Phelps.
And you'll get roasted.
All right.
Braden.
They really pushed you through quick, didn't they?
Sales,
6 years on patrol
love
before I
war.
got this desk. You were here in 5 minutes.
What do you want me to say? I didn't ask for any
If you want to be literal, sure.
I've seen people like you, but I
He
haven't
says he'll
paid
sing, but only if I guarantee he walked.
We should usually take some time to explore.
Okay, let's see here. Ah, there's the car. Oh wow, Bukowski's already in the car. I guess because I walked away from the nearest exit.
You know this place? Sure. Near the old gas works and signal depot in the warehouse district. I'll direct. So, tell me a little about yourself, Phelps. Are we friends now, Bukowski? We have to work together, don't be so touchy. I grew up in San Francisco. My father was in shipping.
Alright.
Went to college at
So,
Stanford.
if you heard that radio call, that's the chance of a side mission. It's basically where like there's a shooting happening or somebody is going like crazy on the roads or something, and they need somebody to come in to stop them.
Now let me get this straight.
So as we're playing, I'm going to be doing as many of them as I can.
You were up there all night.
Because it gives you a rank point towards so that you can get more tuition
Emperor
points.
Hirohito himself leading the charge against you.
I did my part, Bukowski. What did you do?
I kept the streets of LA safe for the people.
Yeah. Now I get it. Unfit for service.
Oh, fuck you, Phelps. I earned a bravery citation during the Zuda riots.
Sounds like you had it rough.
I did my job.
No one is saying you didn't.
I did 6 years as a patrolman.
That's the third time you've told me.
Oh. No, you're really following the road rules, Brandon.
I'm trying to get the most out of my points.
All units, a 459 just occurred at 6th and Saris. Any unit to handle, code 2, identified.
There we go.
Up on the roof, officer. He has a mask on his face. I caught sight when he shoved past me, but be careful. I saw him waving a gun.
You were right. They did pretty good details to this game from the 40s. Gives an idea how life was back then, even though it is a game still. Yeah, pretty much.
Give it up now! Make it easy on yourself!
Get the hell away from me!
God damn!
Oh, nope. Can't do that.
You can still catch him!
Get over here, buddy.
Now, are we gonna make a bargain or what?
How long do you think you can hold out? Put your...
Oh! Uh-oh. I'm killing you just for that. God damn it. The problem is that when it says incapacitate, you like sit there thinking, okay, so I can probably like shoot him in the hand or something. But nope, you have to specifically kill them if you're in a hostage situation. That backfired.
Up on the roof, officer. He has a mask on his face. I caught sight when he shoved past me, but be careful. I saw him waving a gun.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, unfortunately in this game, it's like if you're gonna have to shoot a character,
Give it up now. Make it easy on
you're
yourself.
pretty much in that position where it's like you're left with no choice but to kill them. I need a clear shot. was so funny. He goes to jump onto the wall, and I shoot him, and I hit him once with a bolt, and he just ragdolls over to the other side. Oh, man. But from the looks of it, as you saw, when he tried to hit me with his gun, I can do the same thing. It was just that it was either I killed him right then and there, or I was gonna die. So, I did what I had to. Oh yeah, this game's got a lot of funny stuff that can happen.
Run people over!
I don't wanna. Actually, you know what? Sure, why not?
Yes, the hot dog guy! You have to kill the hot dog stands!
You don't care who gets in your way, do you?
I'm here. I'm not crazy like Elliot on SGB, who always drives on the sidewalks.
Parking lot straight ahead.
It's like, let me play my way. Jeez.
Get back to work, officer.
I don't care. It's not up to you to decide.
I'm a valuable
I did the right thing by calling this in.
I'm
just a working
fan.
Just
give him your
Totally. You only join in sometimes.
Hey, soon it'll be every time.
Yeah, but soon ain't now, is it?
It is now. Look at this. Look at this. I'm watching.
Yeah, eating chips and backseat gaming. Here's one of the many rules that I normally give. Unless I specifically ask for help, I don't want any backseat gaming.
Let me backseat game you.
No.
Brayden.
Nope.
But I like you.
That's not an excuse.
I want you to do well.
Yeah, and I can do well by myself.
But I love you.
That's still not an excuse.
Phelps, traffic. What have you got?
Abandoned car.
You are
probably
bad
stolen.
running over people.
The solid citizen is Nate Wilkie. He called it in.
What gives with the corner?
There's blood all over the interior. Someone's copped the full Broderick, but no stiff as yet.
We have an owner for the car?
The car is registered to an Adrian Black, just north of Bunker Hill.
All right. We'll take a look around.
I'll keep Mr. Wilkie talking, but don't make him wait too long. He's the restless type.
How long you gonna keep me here, sir?
"32 years old, married. Sounds like an average guy. What was he doing out here?" Happier times, I guess. Stenzel glasses. Home repaired by the look of it.
Looks like it. You can even see the little tape that he used to keep his glasses together. Alright, that's all we could find of that.
Always the same two of you fight. How about you?
I've got a mystery sample waiting at the lab. Franklin Joker says
Brand name might give us something to go on.
Because they're incredibly crunchy.
Crunchy.
I prefer Miss Vicky's.
Yeah.
Kettle chips. Those are really good.
Damn, I love any kind of chips except cheese.
The only thing they miss out in this game is they are supposed to wear gloves when holding evidence.
Yeah.
Was that something that they had already done back in the 1940s?
Wait, what if it was something that they started to do more recent than the 1940s? What if it was like back when they didn't do it like that?
I'm actually curious. I'm gonna quickly look it up. Yeah, at around this time, They had already started using gloves for investigations because apparently the law started enforcing the use of gloves back in 1924. So, but that's probably also because during like this type of era, there were a lot of like corruption within the law. So there were a lot of detectives who wouldn't bother to like actually find evidence. They would just be very violent and force people to admit to crimes that they may or may not have committed. There was a lot of like behind the scenes crooked ways that some detectives got their results. But I'm not saying that's all of it.
This isn't what we're looking for.
Mr. F. Morgan picked up a live pig yesterday?
Alright, we managed to find all the major clues.
Sir, I'm Detective Phelps.
Name's Nate Wilkie.
You found the vehicle?
Sure. Saw it just sitting there. Strange place to be parking your car. Figured I'd better take a look. And then I saw all the blood. So I called the police.
Mind if I ask what you were doing out here?
Well, I work for the railway. I was on my way out to the switch and reckoned I'd take a shortcut.
Did you see anybody else in the yard? Maybe somebody hanging around the car?
Nope. I hadn't seen a soul all day till you boys turned up.
Do you know Adrian Black, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. That ain't a name I'm familiar with.
You ever seen the car?
Okay.
Funny enough, I did. A couple of nights ago, it was over there in the parking lot. I know most of the cars are parked here regularly, so it kind of stood out.
The wallet by the car. Was there anything in it when you arrived?
You accusing me of something, mister?
Do you want the patrolman to hold you down while we turn out your pockets, Mr. Wilkie?
Maybe I checked inside that wallet. Not that I was gonna steal anything. Maybe I took a look. But there weren't no money in there. Not even change.
Which means you did open it to take his money.
We found a steel pipe with blood on it near the car. You know anything about it, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. I went straight for the law when I saw the car was full of blood.
When you saw the blood, was it wet, bright red, or darker like it is now?
Darker, I'd say. Looked dry already.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Wilkie. We'll contact your employer if we need anything more from you.
If you have to, I guess. I can't really spend no more time over this.
Somebody's got to inform the wife, Phelps. If you're done here, we'll head over there now. Doc?
Detective
Phelps. What have we got?
A lot of blood.
I just did everything out of order. I was supposed to talk to that guy first.
Not unless he's in the trunk of the car.
So now I'm getting all the information I should have found out before I started investigating. Alright, now that's done. Alright.
620 Bunker Hill Avenue. You know where that is?
Behind Bunker Hill. A couple blocks north of Central Station.
So, what's we told advice?
We play it by the book. There's no stiff yet, so let's see how it plays out.
Shots fired off speeds. Help. Chateau and Valencia. Chateau and Valencia.
Nope, we got another side
Could be a car
situation.
theft gone wrong. Make Black drive somewhere lonely, then give him a tap.
But why leave the car?
Well, obviously someone got a little heavy-handed.
It's the wrong way around.
Well, how so, genius?
Where is Adrian? If you've gone to all the trouble to steal the car, and it goes wrong, you leave the body behind, not the car.
You got something there, Phelps. It doesn't add up. You read about the guy in the crossing yesterday?
No, what happened?
Over on Lincoln Avenue. This guy's driving along and his oil light comes on. He stops the car and gets out. He pops the hood and...
He's on a rail crossing.
Oh, you got it. You've got his head under there checking the oil, and the Southern Pacific Freight slammed into his car doing 90 miles an hour. The car came to a rest more than a mile down the track.
I thought I could. Oh, so what? Now you're gonna judge me if I accidentally bump into something? Sheesh.
Stupidity working traffic. Who needs a Second Amendment when we'll give
That
kind of
went out the window the moment I drove on the sidewalk at your behest.
Well, why aren't you still doing it?
If it's a kidnapping,
Because I'll do what I can, but the thing is, I still want to get to my destination without taking an hour.
Evidence will only get you so far. You ask me, the whole thing feels hinky as hell.
Shots fired off speeds. Help. Chateau and Valencia. Chateau and Valencia.
Rip.